overpowered the next PTU patch. There's just a lot of incoherence with how those are being balanced right now. And
Hey, can I
another
stop you right there for a second, Hobo?
yeah, sure.
I forgot to hit record.
No, that was
Yeah.
such a great
So
opening.
The thing is, though, now that you say that, I can't unsee it. You're absolutely right.
The reclaimer. Let's talk about that first, because I was going to go in a totally different direction.
You can make as much money as you need and work your way towards any ship in the game.
They were trying to cash in off of that nostalgia and that hype.
welcome, citizens, to Open Comms Radio, your Star Citizen call-in show. Every week, Wednesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. If you're in the middle or someplace else, you got to figure out that time on your own, because at this show, we have trouble just figuring out how to hit the record button. I'm Jar Jar Jabroni, and I'm your host here every week. And this week, I have a very special co-host who's going to help save the day. That's Duke Lato II. Duke, how you doing today?
Doing good, Jar Jar.
Oh, Duke, did you catch that Simone Biles?
I didn't catch her. Were you watching?
Oh, gee whiz, I was watching. She's so good. She's the best at what she does. Speaking of people who are the best, Cosmic Hobo's here. Cosmic Hobo, come on up.
Oh, wow. Hey, I'm here. What do you know?
Hey, Cosmic Hobo. Thank you for joining Open Comms Radio. This week's question. Duke, what's this week's question?
This week's question is, can you smell what CIG is cooking?
Wow. Yeah, I've had some time to think about this. In fact, I've rehearsed what I will say. Yes, I can, and I like what I smell. But do I have to do the cooking metaphor again?
Some things you don't like what they smell.
You know when you're cooking something and you're not entirely sure if you are gonna like what the end product's gonna be.
Oh, gee whiz,
Kinda
not me.
smells
I
a little
don't really
funky.
cook. I use no flavors.
Yeah, no. Right. No, but I love your cooking. You were great, and you too, Duke. You did a great job at the Red Scar Barbecue
Yep. Cooked in your
with Broccoli
little
Rob
kitchen for some
in my tiny
celebrities.
ass kitchen.
We're doing good. This sounds really natural.
Yep, very natural. There are no
Right.
accidents involved in the production of this recording.
I'm so happy that everything went smoothly and we remembered to record.
Yep. So
So how about that
right.
PTU?
That smell, right. So
All right. So your real thoughts, the PTU.
yep.
What's CIG's cooking? They're doing a good
Yep.
job, but you're
I
thinking,
think they're cooking.
sometimes you're cooking and doesn't smell quite right at first, and you got to let it
Right.
simmer. So
Yep.
what does CIG need to simmer down? What do they need to do here to get the
At least a
sauce just
couple
right?
things. First, figure out the balance for fighter meta, because where they fit in with big ships being what they are now, being components, pretty much components with armor and hulls around them. So everything's based around components now. And so fighters, you don't have access to components in fighters. You are sitting in your seat. You have your magical repair buttons, but your components are now your weakness. But in a fighter, you're so small. It doesn't make a lot of sense in some ways, but okay. But really, where I'm thinking that fighters need to be figured out about is how they damage or lack thereof for like capital ships and bigger ships and medium ships. That's like, what kind of threat are they? They have said, CIG has said in the past, they want them to be a swarm threat in a manner of speaking. But that only makes sense for like really big ships, because then you're going to totally need a swarm of fighters to take down an Idris. But then you have to ask the question, should they even be able to damage, say, an Idris or a Polaris? And if so, in what ways? There's still
No,
some
I don't think they
funkiness
should.
there. I think they should be only able. So I've had this argument with this discussion with other people in other discords about Star Citizen before, and some of them want to treat Yeah.
right? I'm gonna put mine
Uh,
on right now just so I can throw them.
some people want fighters to have absolutely no effect on capital ships, like
That's me.
nothing
I'm
at
one of
all.
those.
Oh, good. Good to know what
I
side you're on.
I want to hit a middle ground there where they can target specific things. Like they should be able to strip weapon mounts. So like turrets
Yeah.
and their attached guns, they should be able to get PDCs. They should be able to target PDCs and any sort
But I
of
don't
like
think they should be able to do that
exposed.
while the shields are up.
Well, no, you got to get through the shields, and
Right. Well, there you
that's
go. So that's right.
that's
Like, a single saber or something just shouldn't be able to do anything unless those shields happen to come down. Then yeah, then they can swoop in and they can fly around and beep
ballistics and
bop
their
boop.
shield pen are just weird though, and
Mm.
that's where kind of a segue into the second part of my big concern right now is with big ships is their time to kill. And ballistic penetration in its current form, and I'm talking anything shooting at you with ballistic pen weapons, is kind of overpowered right now. Like it, because if you hit a component, you're going to do damage to it, and it smaller ships should not be able to do as much as they do right now. In CIG's defense, I've not played the most recent patch that just went live or onto the PTU, and I know they've been actively balancing every single. And that comes back to my "they're still cooking" metaphor, or the whole theme of this show is everything is still being changed. Everything is still in flux. So anyone freaking out right now about any balance aspect needs to be quiet because it's stop. It's clearly happening. Just calm down. We see rebalancing happening every single PTU patch in some way or another. So just chill.
Yeah, but I saw a YouTube video and the ship blew up with like 2 shots and this game
God, you
is
don't know how
doomed.
many people have been like, "Oh, well, I saw this, and the game's gonna be ruined after this
Game
patch."
over, man. Game
It's
over.
over. It's
What a poor
awful.
investment.
I know, but yeah, that's so. Yeah, those are my two things. Fighters, what are they? What are they doing with ships? And get that time to kill up. Like that. Figure that out because time to kill is a big deal, and how they want ships to survive long enough for us to be able to recover them is a big deal too. Also, the armor implementation is kind of crap with the way it is right now. I don't
Well,
like it.
so someone on
We need
Reddit said
Maelstrom.
that maybe ships should never blow up.
Mhm. I saw that.
I want to blow up. I still want them to blow up at some point.
Yeah.
I want my big boom. I want my big explosions. Like, come on,
Yeah.
everyone should want that. That's
Yeah,
just
I think they should blow up. I mean, the weapons that we're using, the amount of power they're supposed to have, obviously they're gonna be able to blow shit up.
Well, speaking of blowing shit up, our next guest does that almost weekly here on Open Comms Radio. We're gonna bring up this next guy, Duke. You know him.
I do.
You love him. You're indifferent to him.
I'm indifferent. All right. Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah. You know, Wicket.
Citizens.
That was a real shoddy intro, Duke.
I was expecting he
I
usually
don't
starts talking
normally.
before we introduce him. Yeah, yeah, that's what I said Wicket because I was like, shit, is he asleep? I was waiting for his disdainful citizens,
Yeah.
long
Oh
time
yeah. We should
listener,
give him. You're right.
occasional caller. You want to try it again?
Longtime listener. Last time caller.
Oh, dude.
Shit. We
You
just
blew
we
it,
just
Duke.
we just took out our audience by like 80%.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So Wicket, you've been playing around. You've been playing in PTU a little bit.
I tried.
Well, can you smell what CIG's got cooking in PTU?
Yeah. And it's like the cook got a little bit too close to the flame, and all I can smell is burnt hair.
Bird hair.
Terrible.
I singed my eyebrows once.
Well, then you know what I'm talking about. I mean, I know it's all iterative as everything is changing. I hear what Hobo was saying. I totally agree with what he's saying, but I still don't want to let them off the hook so easy because I mean they've been cooking for months and months and months and months of talking about this stuff and how it came out the way it did. It was just like kind of disappointing, to be honest. And I know it's changing. But then I started. I mean, I don't pay as close attention to some folks do, and I get a lot of my information from Hobo, from guys like Rob, and kind of paying attention to what they're saying in the chat, and and then reading a little bit about what's being put out in the PTU and the messaging from CIG and so forth. And everything, I'm thinking, they're putting all this stuff out, and then almost every single patch, we're dialing it back to 4.4 levels. Dial this back to 4.4. It's like, well, what's the point?
I'm gonna have a rare. I agree with you entirely there, Wicket.
Whoa. Change
I
the
think
name of
that
the
they
show.
just
Right?
dialing back to 4.4
Two
patches
guys
is
agree.
like, it pisses
Well,
me off that they keep doing that.
it's like, what's the I keep thinking to myself, what's the point of even having this patch if we're just gonna go back to the previous patch with now we have a new health bar basically. You've got shields, you've got armor, you've got your your structural hit points, for lack of a better word, the whole hit points, I guess. And
It's just 3 different health
I
bars is what
mean,
you're
to
saying?
me, yeah, that's kind of like what it seems to me. And then on top of that, sprinkle in components. You know, um, that's just another health bar. And I, I I mean, I know I'm just speaking for myself here, but I don't see the fun of engineering. It's not my jam. I'm glad there are people that are really impressed by it and are really into it. Good. Come on one of my bigger ships because I don't want to have anything to
I'll
do
do it.
with it.
I'll be there. So your complaint is that there's too many health
And then
bars? Is that
lately,
what I'm hearing?
well, it just seems like, okay, how many health bars do we need, It's like there's layers upon layers. I mean, it just seems like we're going into so many different directions. I don't know if the simplicity of number go down, ship go boom, was that more fun? Was that easier to manage? Was that easier to digest? Now it's number go down, then next number go down, then next number go down. Oh, fire! And I'm, of course, I'm simplifying all this stuff, but that's just kind of how it plays out in my mind. It's like, well, can't we just have one big health bar?
Yeah, but we have
can,
that.
but we'd have to split it
That's
into
Um,
3 parts.
exactly.
The health bars
shield,
do
yeah,
different
shield
things
armor.
though, and I think that's an important. And
I
they're not
see.
just health bars.
Yes, I understand that, but in reality, really, that's what it is. It's
I,
a health bar.
you know,
I know in it's supposed to be armor layers, but the way they've implemented it, it doesn't come across like
I
that. I know
agree.
the
Yeah.
intention is not that, but
I I do think
that's
the armor
I know
is
the
lacking at the moment, right? Like you said, it's basically just another health bar. Like at least with shielding, right? I mean, it's a shield. There's lots of complexity there with charge rates and downtime and things like that. But you're right, the armor just appears to be another health bar.
well, even in Star Citizen, uh, let's look at the character, the player
Mhm.
character. If he's wearing heavy armor, they're slower. If they're wearing medium armor, they're a little bit faster. If they're wearing light armor, they're even faster. If they're wearing no armor, they're super fast, but they're just a lot more
Mhm.
fragile. And of course, even I think even I think the implementation of body armor for the player character isn't even that great at this point. I think that needs some tweaking. But when we start getting into ships in most MMOs, they have all these things. They have shields, they have armor, they have the base health pool structure in this case. And yeah, you have to different weapon types damage different aspects of your health pool. Your shield health pool, your armor, or whatever. At the end of the day, if your structure that upholds all that stuff, your hit points goes down, you start losing ship integrity, or your character starts flailing about, or whatever. Point being is that the implementation of the damage model now with all these different health pools, basically, it just seems kind of, I don't know.
Not
I don't know
there
how I
yet.
feel about it because I haven't seen the final whatever that is going to be, but the iterations I've seen now, I'm just not
I definitely think
I'm just not that
my
impressed with
thought
it,
on
I
armor
guess.
was that it was going to make sort of what you were saying, Cosmic, with it was going to put fighters in their place, right? Like modern day armor, right? Like if you go up to an M1 Abrams tank and you have, a little a pistol, that's not going to do anything. It's not enough for that armor. And I kind of thought that's what they were going to do, where a little ship's size 1 or size 2 weapons weren't going to get through that armor, or at least it was going to take a really long time. And it seems like that's not how it's working.
Well, that's the point of it. That's what heavy fighters are for. That's what that big gun on the Ares and the Stinger is
Right.
supposed to be,
I
right?
And
do
that's
want
okay
to I
because
do
that's
want
a
to
size, whatever the hell it is. What is that? Like a size 7 or something gun? But like your average fighter
I do want
weapon.
to say something about the battlefield and the way, treating small light fighters and the medium and the heavy and then the capitals and subcapital ships. You know, again, this is supposed to be a space game, and obviously, I mean, it's kind of super unrealistic anyway because they're trying to do World War II in space, just like they did in Star Wars, just like they did in almost every sci-fi franchise you can think of. It's like World War II in space. That's just not how it would ever play out to begin with. But this is where we're at. And even in World War II ships, back in World War II, a small fighter could do massive damage to a large capital ship. It just took one torpedo or one shot in the ammo magazine, and it blew half the
Right.
ship apart. That happened all the
But like
time.
that's specialized weaponry. The regular,
Not
yeah,
necessarily.
the regular, machine guns on the side of a, um, Supermarine Spitfire or something wasn't
I
going to
mean,
take out a battleship. But if you get a ship coming in
think
with a
about this
torpedo,
scenario.
yeah, that torpedo is going to do serious damage.
Think think about
I'm
this
thinking.
scenario, right? You got an
Okay, I
Idris.
like it.
The Idris is open in the front and the
Okay.
back. It's deploying fighters
Mhm.
out, right? And a fighter gets a lucky shot and he goes right into the inside the
Mm.
hull and happens to go through the shield as the same time a ship is coming through, explodes and takes the should that take the whole ship out? Could it take the whole ship out? Could it severely damage the ship because all the components a lot of the components are right inside
Yeah,
there?
that's where the main reactor is.
Yeah,
That's how Anakin Skywalker did it.
that's right. I was going to say, I think they should Anakin him in that
Yeah,
scenario. It should work.
because that's cool. Rule of cool.
I will accept rule of cool there.
But it's not even really cool, too, right? I mean, it's realistic.
Yeah,
We've seen it in real life. Anakin did it.
yeah.
So I wanted to go back to armor. Yeah, that was real life. That was just in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah.
So back to armor. Armor is the way it's implemented right now. It's just a damage reduction. So your light fighters against a ship with armor will do almost nothing from size 1 to 4 weapons, but those weapons will slowly chip away at said armor. So it does work like armor, but it's very much a gamey style right now, and it's also you hit anywhere on the ship, you'll lower that armor, assuming shields are down. So I don't like that aspect. Is you just hit anywhere on the ship, and that does your whole ship's armor. Like
Mm.
I don't like that. I think
Yeah,
the
I was
only
surprised about that.
yeah, Rob and I, like some of our first testing was with the Perseus, and he would just shoot the bottom turret, and it would break the bottom turret as expected, but it would also strip away the entire armor and then start doing hull damage. It's just like okay, that doesn't make any sense, but I think the only solution to that is another game system maelstrom.
Well, that's a pretty good time for you to fuck off, hobo.
It is. I do have to fuck off early tonight.
Well, thank you for stopping by, hobo, and you segued right into our next guest here, who was playing with hobo the other night, and maybe he can speak a little bit more as to what he smells here in the PTU, and if anyone else out there around the world would like to join us, you can call in Wednesday nights. We're live on Twitch. We're pretty cool. We're pretty chill, and we're looking for a new sponsor because Cruise Luck's abandoned us.
Here, I'm standing up off the couch and I warmed the seat for you, buddy.
Broccoli Rob, welcome to Open Comms Radio. I'm Jar Jar Jabroni. I'm here today with my co-host Duke and lovely Wicket on the couch. This week's question: can you smell what CIG's got cooking in PTU?
I absolutely can. I'm pretty excited about it. Was testing a little bit of it. I see the vision. I do think there's needs to be a little bit of balance. Overall, I like it.
Okay, there's
All right,
been a lot
end
of
of
talk
show.
about the
That's good.
balance. Yeah, that's
Also,
Bet.
one thing I do want to touch
Yeah.
on is the relation to like real world comparisons. I don't think that's. I think it's a good starting position, but I don't think it should be balanced based around that, because I'm sure World War II Navy and Air Force would love to have balance changes, when they were fighting. Which
That's deep.
honestly, we kind of did already take like, to be completely honest, we took a lesson from World War II and we started nerfing ships that were ramming other ships. So we're taking lessons from the real world and being like, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't do that.
It's not a good use of resources.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
kamikaze pilots are not the meta the way that they were in Imperial Japan.
Well, the thing I was getting at with this real world example is this whole idea of fighters, corvettes, capital ships. That all stems from the starting point of like the World War II kind of romanticized naval battle, but now you do it in 3D in space. That's where Lucas started with all his stuff. I mean, if you watch some of the early documentaries, they talk about that, and that's what almost every space game franchise has kind of gone to.
Yeah, and again, it's a great starting point, but it needs to be immediately taken for the concept and then morphed into something that is good gameplay. And I don't think
Yeah, and I don't think
copy-paste
we're anywhere
World
close
War
to
II
that
is
right
good
now.
gameplay.
No. That's not what my intention was when I brought that up. What I was saying is that's where we get all this stuff from. This is the beginning of it. This is the starting of it. But and a lot of the gameplay you see is big ass ship in space being strafed by a bunch of fighters. That happened in real life. Aerial battles above a battlefield. That happened in real life. That happens in these space games. But instead of above a battlefield, it's out in space around an asteroid field. All these mechanics and all the starting point is reality, and a lot of it goes all the way back to World War II. And you see it in movies, you see it in books, you see it in our current wonderful space game we all love and hate times.
Yeah,
Blasphemy.
basically what I want is I want light fighters to be a niche that takes out like turrets and like the Idris railgun, and then it's like, okay, good job, buddy. And then the big boys come in and start trading shots with each other. I hate the meta of like, oh, we have, I don't know, like a paladin. All right, light fighter with Panthers. We have an Idris, light fighter with Panthers. We have people on the ground. Oh, just get light fighter with Panthers. It sucks. It's so boring.
Reach.
Yeah.
And
Reach.
like we need
I agree.
they need to just nerf they need to nerf light fighters into the fucking ground. And
Well,
then
do you
build
think
it back from there.
weapon ranges could solve it? And I see this one come up a lot, where weapon ranges need to be tied to, maybe power plant size or something, but to stop light fighters from being able to kite things like a hammerhead.
Yeah,
I think
I've seen people talk about it. I think ranges work well. I think slowing down works well, but I like the idea of having to draw in fighters into like the danger zone.
Danger zone.
Danger zone.
Danger
Fly
zone.
into
Yeah.
the danger zone. Okay, sorry.
No, then never apologize for singing that.
But then every time they engage a hammerhead has nothing but size 4s. So they're always going to be within striking distance of a hammerhead.
Yeah, and also we were in the hammerhead recently, and it's not all it's cracked up to be. There's a
No,
lot of
it
flat
hasn't
spaces
been
in
in a
that
long
thing.
time.
You can't. It's harder to hit those tiny ships in that thing. And then if the pilot's moving around, like your turrets don't have a good angle all the time. What do you call it? The rotation of them?
But multi-turret ships require a lot of coordination between the pilot and the gunners, and that should be just like flying your fighter or any other ship. That's a skill that's going to have to be acquired as you do it more and more. It's just that for so long the turret meta has been such a crappy meta and it's so ineffective, and now it's starting to become a little bit effective. Like flying with Murphy in his Paladin and I'm on the top turret. I mean, we're super effective. Now, I don't know how effective we'd be in PvP, but in PvE, we've been pretty effective. And we've had, I don't know if we had, if I was with him or somebody else when I had some PvP before, but it was okay. It didn't do, it wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't totally ineffective either. The one thing I would say about the light fighter meta, I think the light fighter has to have a role. Okay, I think every kind of fighter needs a role, whether they're medium, heavy, or they're a sub capital or a capital ship. I think the way I think it should be solved is we don't want to neuter the light fighter. We don't want to neuter any ship. The way you combat a light fighter taking out an Idris or a couple of light fighters taking out an Idris, first of all, you make it to where if they can do it, it's going to take them an ungodly amount of time. I mean, this Idris would have to be sitting still, the guy at the controls of the Idris, brain dead, slopped over his console, and they're just allowed to sit still and shoot as long as they have capacitor to shoot. And that should take hours. In other words, what it boils down to is that the way you fix this, I think, is some sort of damage mitigation.
Yes.
In other words, most light fighters have at max a size 4 weapon.
Yeah.
Most of them are size 3, right? That's the lightest of light fighters, the Arrows, the Gladius, the quote unquote meta ships that are always the meta ship. Those should be they should still stay super effective against one another and maybe medium ships to some extent. But since they're bringing in armor, and this was what I thought armor was going to do, the magic, wait till armor comes, it'll fix everything. And I was hoping it would fix most things like this. And a size 3 or size 4, a heavily armored ship that's like a heavy fighter, it should take an exorbitant amount of hits from that light fighter to kill it, or even to damage it.
Hit the component. I think that's the big thing, because they were talking about light fighters wanting to hit those components. I think there was like a video back in the day about it. But even if you have armor on, it shouldn't be able to pierce that unless maybe you have like a special gun.
This is what I was saying.
Your shield should be down, your armor should be next to nothing, should have been chewed away. The armor can't come back, the shields can come back, they can recharge. The armor can't recharge. Once they whittle it away, now they have that they have that small hole of opportunity, and they have to be super accurate to hit that component. And that comes. You still have the skill aspect of piloting a light fighter. I think it comes down to that mitigation that somehow they have to bring some sort of DR, damage reduction, in.
I think we're going to rename this episode "Small Hole of Opportunity." So we got a couple more people in the waiting room. Broccoli Rob, I'm going to give you last say here.
I was just going to say, I think to further differentiate, kind of to keep light fighters somewhat relevant, just have like ballistics do almost nothing to armor, even less than lasers, but have them have a chance to damage components. So that way, like if they are sitting there and the Idris, I don't know, solo Idris guy is AFK, they can sit there and just like really dig in and just hold down left click on like while looking at a component with their ballistic weapon and get a chance to like start a fire and like basically give them a problem. Like they don't have the ability to blow up their ship, but like give them something that they're going to have to worry about.
That's brilliant. And that's don't they in like Sea of Thieves or something? Because you have like different types of cannonballs. So you can have like fire cannonballs and then they have a fire to deal with. It's the same like concept.
Yeah,
Oh,
make
that's
them
really smart.
helpful, but don't make them the only show in town.
Well, you have one helpful light fighter, or one type. That's the like the mantis, the scorpion, right? The one that traps them,
Yeah.
the snare.
The snare.
I'm not good with words. I don't know a lot of things, but I did manage to put together a little production value for the show today. We have segments now. This is our first segment. Yeah. And this segment is called Questions About Other Things. And Duke, you got the jingle for it.
I got the jingle. I did. Isn't it? It's the one. No, wait, that was Jeopardy. No, that's Power Rangers. I don't think I have the jingle.
Oh, I liked the Power Rangers one. We can stick with that.
All right, the Power Rangers. This is not that song. Questions about other things.
Yeah.
There we go.
We're going to bring up our next guest here, but instead of asking him our weekly question, we're going to ask our next guest a question about another thing. So our next guest into the show is Lord Anubis. Lord Anubis, you can bring yourself on up here. Lord Anubis, welcome to Open Comms Radio. I'm Jar Jar Jabroni. I'm here with my co-host Duke Lato II and my good friends Broccoli Rob and Wicket. We're all wondering, why are SSDs always like 3.89 terabytes and like 1.91 terabytes, but not just like 4 terabytes?
Because you have boot sectors that you're, and also lead-ins, and then also you do got to have to remember that when you partition, you do have that data that is used up for that as well. So there's quite a bit of space that is lost to that, plus also the conversion from bits to bytes.
So am I getting ripped off?
No.
I feel like we're getting ripped off.
I feel like I'm getting ripped off.
So
No,
you heard
you're
it here,
not.
folks.
No, they're selling.
Straight from Lord Anubis. You
They're
are getting
selling
ripped
you
off.
raw. They're selling you the raw, unformatted, unpartitioned, unallocated space.
Yeah.
Well, that just sounds like false advertising.
And also Windows, since most of all of us are Windows calculates a terabyte, a gigabyte, a megabyte differently from other sources.
Yeah.
So I bought a 4 terabyte hard drive SSD, and I only have 3.63. But there's like nothing on it.
Well,
Yeah,
there's
you got ripped off.
partitions. You have a your file system that's in there. So when you format to NTFS or FAT32, if you just really want to hurt yourself, when you do that, then you're actually writing data to the disk that basically, encodes how all the data is going to get, all the stored data is going to get arranged, but it has to write data to the disk to set all that, like, let's call it scaffolding up.
Well, this has been questions about other things.
It's going to be a semi-weekly segment where
Very,
Jar Jar asks questions to looking for answers for things that he's just not sure about. So it
Yeah.
could be some hardware questions,
I thought it was
might
just
be how to pick up strangers at the airport, just
Yep.
whatever's rolling around in his head.
What arm do I use?
it's alien technology, and we just don't know how it works.
Well, Lord Anubis, well, Lord Anubis, thank you for joining Open Comms Radio. Today we have a regular question for you, and that is, can you smell what CIG's got cooking in PTU?
I mean, they're just adding subsystems basically, like an elite. Um,
Like an
some
elite.
effect.
You should
Believe
shut your mouth.
what is that?
Do it
What's
again.
that?
Start over.
Blasphemy.
Shut
Blasphemy.
up. But
Is that
yeah,
a
I mean, look,
game?
if
Or?
you pop someone's power plant in elite, like you
Oh,
target
Oh,
their
yeah.
power plant,
you
pop
can
it,
pop my
they
power
go.
play
What?
anytime, baby.
You know,
Anytime.
and that does happen in PvP, and sometimes but there's other reasons why not to just go straight after their power plant. It's harder to hit sometimes.
You gotta go around. You
So
gotta
Gotta go around. You
start a
gotta
little lower.
so you
start
want
as
to
far
target
away from the
engines.
power plant as you can. That's what I usually go with.
Yeah,
Maybe send them a comms message first,
Yeah.
Talk to them for
yeah.
a little bit.
So that's all they're adding. They're just adding more, as you said, more health bars. You know, some are more critical than others. Some will have different effects than others. So you can knock out shields, you can knock out engines, you can knock out weapons. Who knows? I mean, there's reasons to do that. Sometimes you're not going to be able to hit that hull, but you can target shields and then have someone else hit that hull. So I mean, like, it does lend to strategy. However, um, it this is a game that's incredibly complicated to create dynamics for some reason. Uh, I still don't get it. I mean, there's plenty of other models out there to copy. I don't think that you can really technically copy anything because everything is a copy of a copy of a copy from going back 20, 30 years, 40 years of video games. So, you know,
Yeah, but CIG likes to reinvent everything.
yeah, but they're also
And
not.
then realize their reinvention isn't up to par, and then scale it back to something that already exists.
Yeah,
Whoopsie.
that's the thing is that your question, can I smell what CIG is cooking? SIG can't smell what SIG is cooking. They don't
Ooh,
know yet.
burn.
Do
They
you
don't
do you
know
feel
yet.
that way?
So you're hypothesizing that they have no plan, they have no menu, no recipe.
They they have a system in place and they'll figure it out later. They don't know what they're doing yet.
Hmm.
Uh, this is I mean, the flight model. Come on. The flight model. I mean, they still don't know what they're doing yet. That's not finalized. They have plans, but is that going to be the last one, or how many times are going to get redesigned? Master modes. Whether or not like ballistics work in game, which has been a long time since ballistics has been im- important at all. And I mean, these are things that they constantly just kind of throw into the air and change willy nilly. And I mean, from one year to the next, they got a different vision, and I
I
don't.
don't know about that. That feels like such like a tired argument.
But is it can it be tired? I mean, if it's been this long and it's still going on, I
Yeah, I
Not
mean,
mean,
good.
I
It's
think
You're
not.
in
I
that.
think
It's not
I
going
think the
on this
argument
the
there
way you're
is that
describing it.
you're looking at it. It's iterative, right?
yeah,
Their viewpoint and their plan all along is that it's going to be iterative. And I'll give the great example of this weapons balance and the flight model. I don't think those two things will ever be, quote, finalized.
yeah,
As long as people are
Ugh, I
playing
hope
this
the flight
game, they
model
will be
is.
changing those things. It won't be. I mean, as far as like little things here and there, like they'll always be, oh, we've this patch we decided to, tweak, heavy
Okay,
fighters or
yeah,
something like that.
tweak it,
Tweak
but
it,
not
yeah.
like change the
It's just
theory.
going to be introduce one new ship, which they're bound to be introducing ships left, right, and center. Introduce a new weapon or a new something a little bit faster. As soon as that happens, you're going to have to rejigger everything. You're going to have to balance, and that's just part of
Yeah, and then
MMOs.
that's the thing.
It's just a small indie company. I mean,
Yeah.
it takes time.
I mean, that's the thing. It's they've got a system in place, but even they don't know where it is going to go yet.
I think they have plans. They have plans.
Because
Brocky,
they
hold
have
on.
plans.
Brocky,
Yeah,
They have
even
plans.
even in the PTU, you're
they have
contrary to
plans.
this.
They're not sharing everything with us. I think that our concept of like what their plans are is not a good idea of what their plans are. Like we've seen like what the modern iteration of what engineering is looking like. It's looking good. It's looking like the next step. And I feel like to look at it and be like, no, they don't know what they're doing actually. It's just like, I don't know how long we've been doing this for. Like they've shown that they're like getting better. They're a different company than they were in 2016. Like we can always say like, oh, CIG's dumb. CIG doesn't know what they're doing. But like, doesn't that ever get boring? Do you never feel like it's like not relevant still? Like it's not the same company it was 10 years ago.
I feel like it's not relevant because everyone keeps buying ships and playing the game anyway.
Exactly. So it's like a
Yeah.
fun little like fun joke to make, but like in a serious conversation, like do people actually think that?
I'm sorry. Was
Some people
anything
may,
I
but,
saying not
I'm not one of
serious?
them, but
I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know. I mean, it feels like it's like they don't know what they're doing. They don't know this. They don't know that. It's like
Not
what are
I
we doing
said.
here?
I said they don't know where they're going with this yet.
Yeah. They don't have a. I mean, to some extent, that is true that they don't have a.
I'm gonna say they don't know what they're doing. I mean,
uh,
they obviously know how to build a game and systems. They don't know where this is going to lead to yet. I mean, they may have a
However,
concept of
yeah,
how it's going to
they have
go,
a plan.
but as
They have
you
a concept of a
introduce,
plan.
you
They have a
you
thought of a
introduce
concept of a plan.
new systems, you introduce larger and larger things, you introduce crafting, all of this stuff has to change. Like it will change. It is a system in place, but even they don't know how it's going to evolve because they can't. No one really
Iterative.
can know
It's
because
iterative.
it reacts between the community versus features versus new gameplay. It all has to change every time, and there's no way for them to plan out. Okay, well by this year we're going to have all of this perfectly set in stone because they can't possibly say that. I'm gonna say they don't know what they're doing. I'm saying they don't know where it's going yet.
I mean, they probably. I
Well-
mean, they have a plan, right? They've got an idea of what they want to do. But I think you're
Sure.
right. As they bring on these massive new systems, and put them in front of all these crazy people who we meet online in the verse, uh, that's going to give them some feedback, and it's definitely going to evolve over time.
Yeah. Speaking of evolving over
I will
time.
say this.
All right, Wiki, last word.
Let's let them talk. Go ahead, let the guild master talk.
Oh, very good. Very good. So our next guest here on Open Comms Radio is Murphy Jack. Murphy Jack, you know what's going on. This week's question, can you smell what CIG's got cooking in PTU?
Hello. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It seems like it's very much in flux. From when I played with Rob and Hobo last to now. I think this is definitely a step in the right direction, but one thing that was worrying me, but I see they're addressing it now, was like the time to kill and like you guys were saying, the light fighter meta and all this. I just feel like eventually they're just gonna have to switch turret weapons to be different from the rest of them because they've shortened the distances already, but it's still like not enough. You know what I mean? Like
You
a
mean the
turret
turrets are
gunner
taking out the fighters too quickly?
in PvP, fighters are still like it makes more sense to have 2 people and 2 fighters versus 2 people in like the paladin. You still the weapon projectile speed is still low enough where they can sit out at the fringe of the effective range and you just cannot hit them. It's just hard. And I'm talking strictly PvP. I mean PvE, like Wicked said earlier, we were doing really well, but that's PvE. But I just feel like everybody has said it a ton of times. Make turret weapons like different. Make projectile speed faster. Make them
Yeah.
dangerous. I mean, there's somebody show up in an arrow and they see a paladin. They shouldn't be like, well, this will be easy. You know, oh, there's just a bob and a paladin. Like, I'm gonna take them out.
Isn't
So
that what the armor's
my
supposed
worry
to
with
do,
it,
though?
I don't. I our original understanding of armor is not what is in there now. I didn't think armor was just a second health pool, or that's what it was gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it seems like it is. But you know, it make you're putting more people on these bigger ships now. Engineer gonna be running around doing stuff in a fight, and I'm talking particularly PvP and all this. Engineer gonna be running all around in a fight. So now you've gone from the paladin being a 2-person, well, I mean 2-person to 2.5, 3 people, but still get taken out by an arrow. That's I just in this current iteration, we're still like sort of wasting some people's time by going out in a big ship to a light fighter furball with people that know what they're doing. I just that's to me needs to be addressed. You need to make it fun to be in that big ship in a PvP situation. Now, not everybody's PvP, but we all ended up gravitating towards it, right? So you need to make it a little more enjoyable to be on this big ship in a PvP situation versus I got this light fighter buzzing me and we're just gonna die. Like a Madison, an arrow, and a paladin. They interdict a paladin. There's no way that they should just be able to pick apart the paladin easy peasy. The paladin should be able to put up a fight and win if the
Yeah.
people are competent.
Well, I think there's 2 parts
Or if
there.
the if
There's the weapons, the turrets that you can change and enhance, like make them stronger, make them shoot farther, or not far, or not near enough.
Further,
Or you
faster,
have the
something.
armor. Well, or you have the armor where there's smaller ships just aren't going to pierce the
Because
armor
just
of some of those other
real
ships.
quick, like there was a time that just a guy and I would take the hurricane and we would put singes off of a banner defender on it. Those things were like almost like hit scan in terms of I forget how fast they shot, but it was like 5,000 meters a second or something. It was like, and in reference, Rhino's repeaters are 1,600. So these things like boom, they shot, and we were taking people out left and right like easily because we could just sit. We didn't have to keep closing the gap to be effective. He could sit out. We could sit at like 1.5 kilometers and just light these people up. Sort of, well, I say easy, but there was still quite a bit of skill involved with it. You had to time the shots and all that. So it's like that it showed us that it's possible and it's there. But just they got to do something.
Well, I mean, when we're talking about, ideas of having large fleet battles and things like that, I mean, when we talk about World War II in space or Star Wars or whatever, you have your fighters, and the fighters are a threat to capital ships, and that's why they have to bring their own fighters, and that's what makes it a fleet battle, and that's kind of like I see the difficulty in trying to encourage that style of gameplay, but like then we facing the reality that it's largely just two people, encountering each other. Um,
I shouldn't don't take it in. I'm saying like it should be impossible to take this ship out, right? What I'm getting
yeah.
at is it shouldn't be a no-win situation 98% of the time, because they're just gonna sit at your fringe and you're not gonna be able to hit them. Because that's the reality of it right now. That's what everybody talks about. That's why there's nobody in multi-crew ships. There's hardly anybody even running the Hurricane or Scorpius right now in
Yeah,
PvP.
yeah.
Just think
And
back to the previous flight model where we used to be in Hurricanes and Distorpiuses. Remember? I mean, during the distortion meta, it was like it was there. It was possible just because the
well,
way you could fly. But
and the weapons, they all had distinct and very real, differences in how they affected the other players, and that's something that we haven't had in a long time. And how, I mean, that definitely has to really come back. I think, just to add more depth.
it's depth, right? Something else that worried me with this whole thing. Well, not so much worried, but kind of was like, man, I hope they get this out. Back in like what 3.10, whatever, you used to be able to overclock components.
Yeah.
There's a section you could overclock them.
I remember.
You got more like that. I feel like a lot of us, I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like a lot of us talked about the tuning aspect of engineering. Like, hey, I got a good shot. Give me overclock my weapons, or and run the risk of lighting your components on fire. Like that sort of thing is going to make it even more like enjoyable to be engineer, because as it is right now, like it's going to be fun to an extent, running around doing fires and stuff. But in order for it to like be really neat, like, and share these presets that you can save, imagine overclocking and tuning your ship, and like, hey, I got this awesome tune for your ship. Just click this if you get lined up for a good shot, or click this if you're in the ship, and you're going out and constantly like tweaking cooling values or shield values, shield faces. I mean, you could do shield faces on bigger ships, but just think of all that, like engineers
Oh, yeah.
watching what's happening to the ship more than just, oh shit, this is on fire, or there's fire
Crafted
here. Oh,
and
I got to repair this.
You could have crafted and modded components. I'm an engineer. I can tune this engine up to be 10% more efficient without losing the heat problem or whatever. Or hey, I can get I know how to overclock these shields without draining more power. I mean, there you can put a little percentage of every little tiny thing on your own little thing and get it purring.
Yeah, and I mean, they have talked about it, so I'm sure they intend to do something to this extent. And I know we're in the very beginning stages of getting engineered live, so they get a pass. But like
Yeah.
this sort of stuff needs to be, cooking, right? We're
It's
talking
good to
about
talk
cooking.
about it. It's good to get everyone talking about it, get the feedback, get the ideas. I mean, they're listening. I'm sure CIG's listening in right now because they
Oh,
know
I
Well,
it's
surely
they
hope
true.
they're listening right now.
they
Is
did
CIG
listen
in
with
the
the
room with us right now?
and they did listen with like the turret change, or not turret changes, but the weapon range changes. And I was optimistic at the start of it, but after getting in and playing with it a little bit, it's like, well, it's better, but it's still not there. And that's why I say, like, everybody talks about make turret weapons different from ship weapons, but I understand that that's would be a really big undertaking the way they have everything built.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a big old PTU patch. They got a lot going on in this one, which is pretty cool for the end of the year, to be honest. Usually, if I don't recall last year if we were as had as much to talk about at the end of the year as we do this year, it seems. Um, but someone who has maybe some new insights, something new to talk about. First time caller of the show is going to join our guests on the couch. On the couch today, we have Murphy Jack, we have Lord Anubis, we have Broccoli Rob, Wicket, my co-host Duke Later II. I'm Jar Jar Jabroni, and joining us on Open Comms Radio for the first time ever is Crotch Mullet. Welcome to
What's
Open
up?
Comms Radio.
Oh, Thanks for having me.
Thanks for
I want to
coming
put
here.
my oh, thank you. I want to put my 2 cents in here. I have no idea what's going on in Star Citizen, so I just
Nice.
know last time I was on here, Broccoli Rob led me to victory. We got some worm teeth. Murphy Jack shot 6 people in one little
In-game.
fight. It was impressive. Yeah. In game.
No, that was in DC.
Yeah.
Bro,
So
I'm gonna have to edit that out now. They're listening in.
but I have an idea. Does everyone know, like, this show, Comedians Cars Getting Coffee? It's just the title's good.
Yeah.
What
What
show's
about
this?
Comedians in cars drinking coffee.
It's just Jerry Seinfeld grabbing random people in cars and just talking. How about
So you're
you
saying
guys?
Jar Jar and I should kidnap people and
Let him speak. Let him speak.
Or well, that could be one part of it, but like maybe getting people to come pick you up in their ship, splitting the paint they have or whatever, and then start a conversation. But now that you guys are talking about all this, how about trying to get some SIG reps to come pick you up and talk about things? That'd be pretty sweet.
Well, they're listening apparently. Hey, guys.
yeah, they're listening. So
Jens, can you maybe help us out there? Just take us around Yella or something.
Yeah. Or what about Wicket? You would like citizens and ships getting Lux?
ooh, nice.
Crotchmouth, that's really ballsy of you
There
to
you go.
have your first appearance on the
Right?
show
And just
tell us to do a different show.
drop that bomb.
No.
Yeah.
This would not even harm your live thing. This would be a separate sister thing that you don't do live. It'd be another day, never Wednesday. You never
Yeah,
touch
you've got
Wednesday.
you
It's
got enough free
sacred.
time.
Oh, it'd be a whole nother. We'd have to do it on another day. Well, what about Friday?
Not everything needs to be live streamed. Some of it can just be
Oh no,
pre-recorded
this would definitely have
and
to
just
be live.
put on like a special.
I have a question that maybe you guys can help me with. It's part of
7.
our new segment, questions about other things.
How long should Jar Jar put his leftovers in the
No,
microwave
Duke,
for?
you're supposed to do this theme song.
Oh, what was the
It's Power
was-
Rangers.
It was Power Rangers. I can't remember how the Power Rangers theme goes.
It goes dun 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 dun.
That's it. That's it. Da-da-da. Dun, da-da, dun, da-da-da. Okay, Power Rangers.
Questions about other things. When CIG does the newsletter, it says like Thursday and like Friedrich. What is that, and why do they do that?
Because
We asking Crotch Mullet or
Oh, let's
anyone
Crotch Mullet
answer?
first.
Oh, I'm lost. I have no idea.
well,
Moving on.
you know,
Skip.
Thursday. You ever heard of Thursday?
Yeah.
That's Thursday.
Thursday.
No, I know what days
The
correspond.
days of the week were named after the
Friedrich.
gods of their
they?
mythology.
Yes.
Yes.
Monday, Sunday, that's the moon and the sun. Tuesday,
Oh,
that is
moon.
yeah. Wednesday
Tuesday?
is for
Well,
Wednesday
yeah,
Adams.
No. So then
Before
what's
then it was a different day.
Huh. Well, you learn something new every day. Speaking of learning new things, I learned that the Vanduul models are very big and pretty cool and pretty neat, I'll say. A lot of what I've been doing when I've been jumping in the game is being like, oh, that's neat. I don't know if anybody else has a similar feeling.
I don't know. That whole like slugging down the throat of the of that one Vandal ship is a little disconcerting.
Why is that?
It just I don't know. It just feels like you're being eaten by the ship or something like that. It's just gross.
Yeah, it's neat.
It's just through its
I thi-
esophagus.
I'm serious. I think it's been a lot of neat stuff. Every patch, because they're putting out content, it's neat. And then you supposedly have this new single player game coming down the pipe next year.
What-
Video game
what's
awards are like
this? What game?
tomorrow.
What's the single player
Squadron
game?
42.
What's that? I've never heard of that.
It's like Grand Theft Auto in space.
Ah, okay, cool.
Yes.
It's actually like Star Fox in space.
Dual barrel roll.
Yeah. If you think about it, Squadron 42 is basically
Basically,
it seems
Star
like
Fox.
it's just like, yeah, contemporary Star Fox. Because Nintendo couldn't do it. They dropped the ball too many times.
Yeah, but you get it.
Yeah. So, but all the set pieces, all of the environments, all of the stuff that isn't like mechanical, the stuff that isn't like, features and stuff. It's all pretty neat. The worm, the tanks. Crotch mullet, back me up here.
Yeah. No, I think since I've been gone, I've missed out on a lot of stuff. And now that I'm back, I'm more like, I've been playing with Wicket and I've been oohing and awing, and he's just been like, no, don't ooh and aw.
Don't you do that.
Yeah. See, I think a lot of this bitterness comes from these old men who play this game like every day.
Shots fired.
If you just took a break,
Touch some
if you just
grass.
touch some grass,
And
ate
Wicket,
a
let me enjoy
sandwich.
the magic. Just let me enjoy it.
I mean, I don't get to play as much as I did. I've been working a lot, but like, I will say, like some of the last
Listen.
couple times we've been playing, Wicket was there. I think everybody here was there. Maybe not Crotch Mullet, but engaging over at the worm and that other org just dropping icties left and right.
Oh, that was hell.
That was
Good times.
awesome.
Is this the last time we went? Because yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Listen, that event brought to light that I had a severe problem in my computer, and it's cost me probably $5,000 to
Oh
fix
yeah,
it.
by
Really?
Maram.
That seems like a
So
lot.
that worm event sucked for
You
me.
needed another 32 gigs of DDR5.
No,
That's
it's a long
$5,000.
story. I won't get into it here, but let's just say,
Did you need to buy a shed to put your computer in?
I swiped when I shouldn't have.
Oh, you're supposed to swipe
Oh.
left.
In any event, Crotch Mullet, I'll tell you this. I'll make this promise to you. Once 4.5 comes out, and we have this whole magical, wonderful engineering experience, I'll make sure you're down in the dungeon of engineering and you can experience all the magic you want on any of my engineering
This
required
sounds
ships.
sexual.
That's a
Perfect.
promise.
I'll be like, ooh, what does this button do? And just turn
Oh
everything
my
off.
god, this still
I'm gonna
sounds
give you-
sexual.
Listen,
Dexter's Lab
Listen.
vibe.
Yeah, he's gonna have the engineering suit with the zipper mount.
Oh god.
There is one thing that I don't know if it's been addressed on here yet or not, but there's one person in here that spent more during IAE than the rest of us.
Oh,
So
really?
all the poo poo and all
no.
the dream destroying comes from
Yeah.
somebody that spent more money on IAE than the rest of us combined.
The Soul Crusher. What'd you buy, Wicket?
Why are you pointing
This is
fingers at
obvious,
me
it's
right
obvious.
away? Listen.
We're listening.
I'm the biggest space hypocrite there is. I know. I'm always the first guy to throw cold water on the Star Citizen flame of innovation. But
Could
All
I
right, so
intervene
then
some
Wicket.
prop
yeah.
Wicket? If you're just going to be throwing out money left and right, you tricorders, phasers. You want a lightsaber? How about a suit of armor?
Share with us then. Share with us this light. Share with us the little light that keeps your wallet opening up. What is it about the game, despite all the problems that you bring up on the show here? What keeps you coming back? Just keep it positive.
Okay,
Tell
so-
us, what is it? What's the secret?
Well, I'm a Drake fan, and the Drake clipper just spoke to me. I don't know why. So
I could see you bathing in
Got a
that
clip.
thing.
Okay.
like I just love the whole
Yeah.
aesthetic of it, and then stupid Autumn, she's like going on and on and on about the wolf, and then we had the show where we realized the real name of the wolf is the wolf. I couldn't resist, so I had to get that.
Big
Not
spender.
bad. Yeah,
So
I
you're
missed
here
the
you're
ship
here for the
sales.
lulz, is that what you're saying?
It was I didn't I don't like to melt stuff. I just I did melt. I got a gift from another guildie because I got him something in real life, and he decided, oh, he had to gift me something in game, so he gifted me one of those MTCs several months ago. I did upgrade that to something, one of those ships, so it wasn't all new money. But then I'm not even gonna say it. I bought something else.
Oh,
That's 3 things.
Javelin.
Yeah, I bought I bought the thing with the new gun, with the new the little car with the new gun on it.
Oh my word!
The little
I didn't even
warthog.
know about this one. Oh,
I'm telling on myself.
What are you gonna do with that thing?
Take the gun off and put it on a ship.
Oh no, dude, you have a problem.
I
No,
do.
I remember there were the good old days when Wicket was only flying the Avenger, the Penguin.
The Avenger Titan is, I used to rail at people that bought anything besides
And
that
your
ship.
resolve was so strong that when we made shirts to go to Los Angeles, Murphy put the little penguin on everyone's shirt in honor of Wicket, who could not be swayed to purchase tickets or new ships.
Yep.
Lo and behold,
Everybody's just calling me out
Yeah.
left, right.
I
Man,
mean, it's
well,
it's embarrassing.
it's not the substance. It's usually the addiction part of it. So he was a spice addict as of a couple months ago, and now you're addicted to war bonds.
well, it just goes to show that like we bitch about CIG all the time, and like oh it's taking forever and blah 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 blah, right? All this stuff. But when
not
it comes
broccoli.
down
Broccoli's a
to
white
it,
knight.
when it comes down to it, look what we're doing. Like we're here for
Yeah.
the long haul, no matter what they do.
I despite my negative outlook at times, I will say this I see the potential. I see the dream. I want to be in that dream. I don't want it to be a nightmare though. Not only that, I was looking at the funding dashboard again. Now we're at 148 million. We'll probably hit 150 before the end of the month or this year. All right. Then I start thinking, I'm like, well, yeah, that does sound like a lot of money, right? We're over 900 million since 2012 of funding. That's just in funding, not investment by financial folk, but actual game backers, players, us. That's how much we've contributed. And truth be told, that's a lot of money, obviously. But then when you think about it, look at a company like Blizzard Entertainment. They make multiple billions a year in revenue. If you look at Activision Blizzard, they make $3 or $4 billion a year. Now we don't know exactly what they make now anymore because they've been purchased by Microsoft, and just another line item on their financial sheet. But and then Rockstar, they make probably close to $1 billion a year just on one title. So yes, a lot of money has been invested. Yes, I'm a sucker for pretty spaceships. Yes, I'm a hypocrite. Yes. But at the end of the day, I still get into this game almost every day when I don't take long breaks, and I have some fun. I do something that's fun, it's rewarding, and it keeps me coming back. And not only that, I have this shared delusion with this guild that we're all in on it together, and we all, we're the guild keeps me coming back, and I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. I think this community we've all participated in. the Red Scar Nomads, our guild that we've created, our org, whatever you want to call it, whatever makes you happy. I think it's a positive thing, and I'm glad to be a part of it. No matter how much fun you make of me for spending stupid money.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to go around. I'm going to ask everyone one question before we, reach toward the end here. That question is, if you weren't spending all this time playing Star Citizen, what would you be doing? We're going to start. Let's start with Wicket.
If I wasn't playing Star Citizen all the time, I'd probably be playing some other MMO, or maybe spending more time in my real life hobby of astrophotography, or probably just working more because I work from home. So, I have a lot of disposable income. I have a lot of disposable time. I could be doing anything I want, but I keep coming back to my space nightmare.
Lord Nubis,
Hopefully it's a space dream.
Lord Nubis, if you weren't playing this, what would you be doing?
Same thing I do every night. Try to take out. No, I'm kidding. Most of the time I'm, like working on electronics, making electronics. A lot of time when I'm playing, I'm doing that as well. If we're going on a long thing, I'll just solder a couple things here or there. So I'd probably do that more often. And just I, you know, I do carve out time for the game, but not, I mean, I don't really think that much would change if I didn't have it, except for not having the friends that I have right here, you know, with all of you. So I guess if I didn't have this game, I would be missing that part of my life.
Gay. Murphy Jack, if you weren't playing this game, what would you be doing?
It's tough because this has taken over such a huge part of my life. Like before this, I did like motorcycle trips, motorcycles, cars. I was doing all sorts of stuff. I got a shop, and I'd always tinker in and stuff. But this is just Red Scar, and the game is just taking over. So I really, I don't know, probably be working more. I don't know.
Broccoli
That's tough to
Rob.
say.
Broccoli Rob, what would you be doing?
I don't know. Train simulator, maybe? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, train simulator.
Oh, dude.
Concise, honest
I've seen
answer.
people
I like
play
it.
Train Simulator. It seems so boring.
Murphy decided to actually play Train.
Yeah, well, that's different.
Yeah.
Crotch Mullet. Crotch Mullet, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. It's hard because it takes a lot to sit down and play this game, but I love playing with like all of you guys, and don't judge me, Jar Jar. But if I wasn't doing this, I guess I'd
Loser.
just make I'd make more time to make creative videos and stuff. I love doing that.
All right, and Duke buddy, what would you be doing?
Probably something constructive,
Mhm,
helping my fellow man, maintaining my physical health,
mhm.
learning a new skill. But
Mhm.
thankfully, we don't have to worry about that because we do have this game.
Thank goodness for that.
Thank
It
goodness.
is a bit disconcerting how many people would have these much more productive and fulfilling lives apparently without this game.
Yeah.
I'd like to
Well,
add something.
They're just lying to themselves. Who really believes any of this?
yeah,
I've-
you wouldn't be better people.
Yeah, I
Don't,
What
don't
had
what about
worry.
actually
you, Jar Jar? What would you be doing?
Just sleeping. I'd probably be eating more. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Probably nothing. Something
Just
something
sitting
else.
in a room staring at a wall.
Yeah, I've done that a lot in my day. I don't know. I don't know what I'd be doing. I'm
I
making a game right now. It's a lot of fun.
Wicket also said he had a lot of disposable income, so I'd like to add that I'd buy more ships maybe with it. Convince him to send me some money so I can buy ships.
Oh, you're lobbying him now.
I will
Wonderful
trade you
first
physical items.
appearance, Crotch Mullet.
Right?
Come on the
Gets all
show.
over
You
the
guys should do
show.
something
You know,
different.
tells us to do something
Get our
different.
longest
And then
guest begging for
he's over
cash.
here calling Wicked Daddy, you know.
Get in my engineering bay, you.
I
you
feel like
gimp.
this new patch, when it comes out to PU, I'll be in Wicket's engineering thing, and then I'll come back upstairs to look at the view and be like, "Oh wow!" And he'd be like, "Get back down there! You don't look out this window."
That's why he got the clipper, so that you can be a floor below him.
Wasn't this in an episode of The Boys?
I don't know. Never seen it. That's the one with the racist superheroes?
No. It's just, well, I mean, some are. I'm sure.
It's like it's The Wire, but with capes.
It's fucking crazy, actually. It's just never mind. Anyways,
All right. Anyway, anything anyone want to
Not
add?
totally.
Anything anyone want to add about the patch before we take off here?
I can't wait to have to rearrange all my shit again and find 800 white helmets and have to dispose of them. That's going to be fun, and hopefully I don't lose any ships.
All right.
Let's
Well,
hope for things that are real, you know.
Well, look, let's end the show on a very positive note. In a couple of weeks, we're gonna get this new patch 4.5. It's gonna be fraught with difficulty and strife.
Yes.
Positive Wicked.
And CIG is gonna go away on vacation until sometime in January. And we're gonna be left with a pile
Positive.
of engineering. Pile of positive engineering for
Positive.
Christmas. Like we do every year.
Thank you for being positive, Wicked.
January 3rd.
Come on, I don't want to go off brand too far, man. Come on.
Yeah, well, Duke, you know how we end the show usually.
With some sort of technical issue.
No, we go around and we ask everyone if there's anything they'd like to say to Chris Roberts, CIG, or the people on the internet. Silly goose.
Silly goose. Oh, I'm
And
just silly goosing over here.
we usually go in reverse order. So we're going to start with Crotch Mullet. Crotch Mullet, is there anything you'd like to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
I want to ask you a question. Did you press record?
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay.
Eventually, we did.
Did you listen to the beginning of the show?
Yes.
Dude, this is like strike 3, dude. So now you're just insulting me. This is unbelievable.
I'm sorry.
First and last appearance.
Yeah, and it's not even the question I asked.
Yeah, I know.
It kind of is. You asked, if there was anything he wanted to say to CIG or the people on the internet. We are people on the internet, and he said something.
Guess that's fair. Anything else, Crotch Mullet?
I'm good, thank you. I'm probably gonna never be invited again.
No, you're invited every week. It's a fun house here. Everyone can come on the show. All you gotta do is pop on in. We let people come in the show, and they were playing all kinds of inappropriate music. Wasted a lot of our time. We had to cut it out. Murphy Jack, anything you want to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
Keep cooking.
Yeah. Lord Nubis, anything you want to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
Yes. I am looking forward to this next Luminalia. May everybody have their Alia illumined. Yeah.
Well said. Well spoken. Broccoli Rob, anything you want to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
Yeah. Keep cooking. Keep having fun.
Wicket, anything you want to say to CIG, Chris Roberts, or the people on the internet?
Yes. Sandy, Chris, Roberts. We spoke about this before, and I knew you were going to ignore me. Fire extinguisher jetpacks. What happened?
Seriously.
It was such a win-win situation that you could have been in. And you let yourself down, you let me down, you let the whole community of Star
Could have been a
Citizen down.
win-win-win.
Absolutely. That is all.
Yeah. Fire extinguisher jetpack, CIG. Make it happen. And Duke. We did it, buddy.
We did it.
Nice.
Barely. Skin of our teeth.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, one more for the books. All right, Duke. Well, you know how we usually do this. Play us out.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. This is not that song, so please don't sue us, please. Ba, 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 ba. Doodly 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 doo.
Da 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 da.